big thing. Of course, that is Katrina Burgoyne. And let me get over here and click that button and click that button and hopefully click another button and she will be right there. There she is.
Hi.
Hey. How are you?
I'm here watching you drop away. Is it Laura in the background there?
The crowd goes wild. Well, welcome to Tropical Country here on Tiki Man Radio.
Thanks for having me. This is going to be fun.
I'm so excited to have you. I know a lot of people may have caught you when you was on with Tiki Man on Sunday morning, but we have a lot of country music fans tuning into this show, so we wanted to make sure that we introduce them to you because you have a fantastic voice. I absolutely love your music.
Thanks, mate. Thank you. That really means a lot. Every little supporter that I can brainwash along the way really makes a big impact. So thank you.
Which, of course, we want to learn, a little bit about you, a little bit about your music, and also a little bit about this event that is coming up that we're going to be a part of. And of course,
I am so excited. I'm so excited about Lake Fest. One thing, I'm an Australian living here in the USA, and I've been here for 5 years, and it blows my mind every time summer comes around. Like, I learn something new, how Americans enjoy the water. And, you guys really know how to do summer. So I'm just going to grab a margarita and enjoy the experience. I'm sure I'll learn something. I was walking my dog yesterday and I saw these ladies just sitting in the creek on their, fold-out chairs drinking some drinks. And I'm like, Americans, I would never have thought to just sit in a creek with a fold-out chair. It looked like a great time. I'm like, man, I'm going to do that this year. So I'm excited to learn how to Lake Fest.
Awesome. Yeah, because I'll tell you, where we came from an area where there is no beach. So, the lake and the creek, that was the closest thing that we had to a tropical getaway. And you do work with what you got.
Absolutely. And, I'm the exact same way. Like an experience jumping in the water is like put on your oldest, ugliest clothes that can get ruined in the river and then go for a jump. So anytime it comes to like beach stuff, like I'm like I dress very conservative when I go to the beach because I'm not used to being in like nice clothes, you know what I mean? But I actually went down to Florida last year. It was my sort of first experience for a summer at the beach here in the USA. That sounds so sad. And I never experienced water like so warm. In Australia, the beaches are quite cold.
Really?
But the water was beautiful and you just float because we've got lots of waves. Like you just get smashed by waves. It's a different experience. So Florida is, I'm going to have to come visit you every year for the rest of my life.
Well, here in the tropics of Tennessee, like I said, the beach is just a short drive away, but we have plenty of lakes around here. Like I said, we're right here at Harrison Bay, and it's one of our favorite lakes to be around. So we do in the water as much as we can possibly be.
Oh, yes. I feel that.
Well, like you said,
today was stinking hot.
Yeah, well, like you said, you're from Australia. I imagine because Lou and I, we came from up north. We came here from Ohio. And when we first moved to the South, everybody would look at us and go, you're not from around here, are you? I'm like, what gave us away? Well, your accent. So I figure the accent's pretty a dead giveaway.
I'm thinking it might have been because you probably wear shorts in the wintertime and then
yes. Well, that could be it. That could be it. Yeah, because the first 3 or 4 years we lived here, we would see people bundled up and have their heavy coats on, and their hats, and we'd be wandering around. The heaviest thing we put on is just a sweatshirt.
We didn't think
it was cold. We didn't own a coat.
That is crazy to me. I mean, in Australia, it's like kind of fall is as cold as it gets. Like a nice warm winter's day is as cold as it would get in the coldest part of nighttime back home. So I struggle in the winter. Oh my gosh. And this winter was like the coldest I've ever experienced.
Wow. Now, I know because I want to get to Australia. I actually have a cousin that lives in Australia now.
Oh, that's cool. Do you know where they live?
Somewhere outside of Sydney. I'm not 100% sure. He was in the military and overseas and met a girl that was in the Australian, I believe, Air Force, and fell in love, and she convinced him to move down under.
That's awesome. Are they still in the Air Force now?
Nope, they're both out of the military and just raising family and enjoying life.
Oh, that's lovely. I was gonna say, I bet you they're in Richmond. It's just out of Sydney. That's where the army base is.
He became a firefighter. So I do know that he's a firefighter. It's sad you don't keep up with family like you should. But my stepbrother is a firefighter in Sydney, like just on the outskirts. Oh, okay.
Just out of Sydney, so they probably know each other. Wouldn't that?
How cool would it be?
How cool would that be if that happened? So I'm gonna have to reach out to him.
It happens all the time. It happens all the time. You won't believe it.
Wow. Well, obviously, like I said, I wanted to talk to you about, and you said, tell us how you got your career started, because I know you got your career started at a fairly young age.
Yeah, I grew up in Nashville's sister city. It's called Tamworth, which is the country music capital of Australia. So I grew up 45 minutes from there. And as a young kid, I was singing on stage from 12 to, I was about 15 years old when I got a manager. And my manager at that time, she had a lot of artists that had just got signed to major deals. And she said, Katrina, I see you as a songwriter in Nashville. And so that seed had been planted in my head from a young age. And, it took me a few more years to get the courage up to make the move over here. But I've been here for 5 years now, and I love it. This is home. Feels like home. So it's funny, when you move to Nashville, it's like everything in the past doesn't exist. You're back to day one. So it was quite a scary experience. It's like get to the back of the line, despite, I had been a full-time musician for 10 years before I even moved to Nashville. So, back of the line. So that, 5 years, hopefully I'm working my way towards the front.
Right, because, Nashville, like, the song Jason Aldean, literally, no matter where you go, everybody sings, everybody writes, everybody seems to be an aspiring musician, and the job that they're working is just a way to pay the bills until they can get their big break.
Well, that's exactly right. That song that that you just played, The Next Big Thing,
yes.
was really about that, and it's like the toughest thing about this town is that like everyone really believes that they're the next big thing. So when someone tells you that they're going to be the next big thing, or someone has that moment of confidence to step up and say, this is what I'm going to do, it's almost like you have to not question yourself, because you sit there and then you start comparing, like, am I as good as they are? Like, should I believe that I'm worthy of this? And then you see people who are more humble, and they don't really speak up, but they've got way more talent, and they might be the person singing karaoke, or just cleaning the bar at the end of the night. The amount of times that a waiter has come up at a show and said, do you mind if I jump up and play? And I go, yeah, sure. And they, one guy whipped out a bass guitar one night and started playing amazing. I said, you're a musician. Like, do you want to be a musician, or you want to be like a waiter? And he said, I honestly just want a steady income. Like, it's too unreliable being a musician. He said, 12 months ago, I played the Opry with Luke Holmes. And
wow.
It's crazy the amount of talent that is in a room and you don't even know it. It's embarrassing, actually. Really.
Yeah, I agree. My first trip I ever made to Nashville, we were down there for a concert. It was the big relief concerts that Garth Brooks was putting on, and I was a huge Garth Brooks fan. So we made the trip down to Nashville for that, and we were sitting in the second fiddle, and my bartender's waiting on me and everything. He's like, "So where are you from?" I'm like, "I'm from Ohio," and he's like, "Well, we're from in Ohio," and I'm like, little town, you probably never heard of it. And he goes, give me a shot. And I told him the name, and he's just like, well, he says, not only have I heard of it, I've been there because I played your county fair. And I was just awesome. Really? And we got to talking. And again, he was a musician, traveled around, and here he was waiting in the bar and just trying to make that steady income.
Yeah. You know what? I really think the music industry is a combination of resilience and luck. And you've got to get, you can't have luck without resilience, because I've seen so many people who get their lucky break, and as soon as their luck runs out, they disappear. And then, you've got the resilient ones that, if they got that lucky break, Keith Urban is an example of that.
Now, you was talking about the Nashville of Australia. In comparison, are they kind of similar or are they drastically different?
Drastically different. It's just a small country town. I think I would compare Tamworth, Hendersonville if anyone knows where Hendersonville is, it's a 25 minutes north of Nashville, and it reminds me of Tamworth. So it's a small country town where Tamworth is, but once a year they have the Country Music Festival, which turns into Nashville on a normal day.
Okay.
And so like, the streets are completely blocked off. There's people walking up and down the streets, and it's a big deal, So I grew up, walking the streets, looking at these buskers, going to talent quests, and my mum used to call me the ferret. I would get right down to the front of every stage and like hope that they would ask if I wanted to sing a song. And eventually, my guitar teacher, who was in a band and would play the festival, he would say, Katrina, the deal is, if you want to sing a song from here on out, you've got to play guitar for the entire set, like for the entire 4-hour gig or whatever it was. And so that's how I learned how to play guitar and sing harmonies, by just being a band member and to get my like few times to sing. So it was the best lesson I ever got. But yeah, it is a lot like Nashville, but it's only ever gets as crazy as Nashville once a year.
Awesome. Now, being the fact that with the way things go now with social media and all the different outlets there, do you think as an independent artist, you're not necessarily at the mercy of the labels to really get that level of success that you're really striving for, do you think?
You know what? This is such a cool time. It's a cool time. It's a good time and a bad time. My dog is just sitting right there and barking. Hey, no, I didn't even know he was in the room. It's such a cool time to be an independent artist. Like, there is no limitations right now. Like, there's so many people who are just taking off from TikTok and from the exposure you can get on social media. But I think, it's good bartering power. I think, if you're willing to work hard, I think if it come to like a label now, for me personally, I would kind of say, well, what you got for me? What's in it for me? Because right now, I mean, we're all in-house. My husband produces my music. He's amazingly talented. He produces all my music, and he also does cinematography. So he makes all my music videos. So in regards to like a lot of things, like we keep our budget down. So we try and learn how to do everything ourselves so we can keep our budget down. I do all my own website. I do all my own graphic artwork and my own marketing and stuff like that. So we both play different roles in the business, and so it's just a cool time. But in saying that too, I think back to the old showmen that would travel around town to town, and these towns are like starved of music. That everyone would come out to a show. Like, we don't have that ability anymore. Like, it's so saturated that you have to stand out, and you have to have that lucky little viral break to stand out. So it's a catch-22. It's in some ways it's easier, some ways it's harder.
Yeah, I can understand that too, but you have to think that feels pretty good though if through your own social medias and you're out there and you're playing the gigs and people are seeing you and you're really pushing yourself on that social media. You do have that power to be able to go to the labels and go, what can you do for me, because I already know what I can do for you.
And that's how actually that we learned about you, Katrina, is I had learned from the I think it was Facebook. You were live on Facebook, and that's how I ended up seeing you. So I'm thankful for social media. Cool. Yeah.
How crazy does that work out? She sees you on Facebook, and then we talked to you, and we had actually booked this interview with you prior to before knowing about anything about Lakefest or anything.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, that's just so cool.
That is cool.
Because we literally just found you on Facebook.
Well, you know what? Something really interesting. I mean, I have just discovered the whole trop rock thing and the parrot heads, and it was from a guy that I met in Louisville, Dave, his name is. And he come to a show of mine and he kind of said, you need to check out this whole trop rock thing. I don't know anything. It's not like I know people in the trop rock scene, but I mean, I did one song called Before Summer Starts to Fall with my friend Troy Camp, and he's another fellow Australian, but he is like a surfer, like he is the beach guy, you know, like, and he was saying just recently, he goes, I think I want to make a beach album. So like, I need to put you guys in touch with him. He's amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
This one song called Before Summer Starts to Fall, and we went down to Florida and we filmed the music video on the beach. And like, because of that one song, it's really connected me with these trop rock parrot heads, beach country music. And it just blows my mind. I will say one thing, any parrot head I've met, they are just like, we love you. Welcome.
Absolutely.
You know, when I think I've got one song, I've got two songs that are kind of beach country, and they're like, come here.
Exactly, yeah.
And I've never met an industry that is like, come on in. You know, it's like normally you're banging down the doors saying, listen here, just give me just give me like 10 seconds to listen to my song. So I really appreciate it. This is like an incredible community, and I feel so blessed that you guys have opened your door to me. Thank you.
Yep, and that's one thing
We're
here.
blessed to have you.
Absolutely. And here at the radio station, the Tiki Man felt, just trop rock kind of put us in a box, and then we ventured out and coastal Americana, so you can bring in, because there are country artists that have songs that talk about
sometimes it's
the
a
different
fine
things.
line,
and it is kind of a fine line, because if you listen to some of the guys who are label themselves as trop rock artists, you listen to a lot of their songs, they really have a country vibe. And when we started this show, we said tropical country, and we're like, we're going to play independent country, we're going to play coastal Americana, and we're going to play that trop rock with a country vibe. And we were pleasantly surprised of how much music that actually incorporates.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. I mean, it's just such a different genre that I didn't even know existed within country, or what, you know what I mean? Like it's just floating in there somewhere, but it's cool. I feel blessed to be a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We really want to welcome you.
Yes.
And yeah, if you've got songs, you've got my email and my phone number, and feel free to send your friend to us and send us some more music. We can't wait. We can't wait to support you.
I do have a summer song that will be out soon. I haven't got a date for it yet, but it's in the pipeline, and it's called We Had Fun, and it talks about the summer things, like what jumping off the pier and doing all these fun summer things. So
perfect.
Yeah. Because most country artists out there all at least have at least one song about not, if it's not the ocean, it's about going to the lake, going down a back road, going and drinking some beer, enjoying the summer. Everybody has at least one song that fits in with that, live life carefree and just having fun.
Yeah.
So that's what we love. And like I said, we are so thankful that you have found us. I think we got some questions out there.
Well, Rick the Stick, who's another, he has his own show on our station, and he said his sister married an Aussie and they had a family farm in Tamworth.
No way.
Yes.
Wow.
He said they lived there for a few years. Yeah.
And it is like, okay, so my friend that I was telling you about, Troy Camp.
Yeah.
He actually moved to the USA. I've known him for many, many years, like half my life, and just through music. And we found out that we're related since.
Really?
Wow.
Cousins, yeah. And my mother actually, and one of our family friends, like, was 3 doors down from where he grew up. Like, it's so weird. Like, Australia is so funny that it's like the population of Texas, but across a whole continent, like a landmass of USA. But that is so crazy. And I wouldn't be surprised to my friend who was listening that has a connection in Tamworth. I would not be surprised if I knew their last name.
Oh, wow.
So Rick will have to throw that out there. That may be, hey, it's a small world, isn't it?
Yeah. He said they're back now and they live in the Philly area.
Oh, okay.
And something about a sheep farm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
Oh, their last name is Horner.
Horner.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it is definitely, that's kind of funny that, has a relative right there from.
I know, right?
It is definitely a small world.
It's a weird world. It's a weird world. And you know what? I get so many, like, anyone who comes over, and like, there's always a connection somewhere, and you go, no way. but it's cool. It's good. It brings you closer. You know, like it's funny. If one familiar person can instantly create a bond between two people, so it's cool.
Absolutely. So coming up with, like I said, Lake Fest, July 16th. You told us how you found it, so you're definitely excited, right?
I am so excited. I'm going to kick off the day, and then I'm just going to have some margaritas and then let you guys like show me how to Lake Fest.
Well, you know what? You come on over to our tent. Come on over to our tent. We'll interview you. We'll have some margaritas. We'll have a good time.
Perfect. And like, I don't know if like I need to bring like a little like kiddie pool for my feet to sit in. Like, while I'm watching snow. I don't know if I just need to sit in it like in the lake. I don't know how it's going to be, but
we'll figure it out as we go.
We'll teach you.
It's gonna. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. So hopefully it's not too hot. But if it is, we could just jump in the lake.
Awesome.
Exactly.
So you said you got a summertime song coming up sometime in the future. What else you got coming up?
I have got a little EP worth of music that we are ready to release, although we don't know if we want to turn it into an album. Mm-hmm. So, but, you know, I just released a brand new song a month ago called I Want to Get Away With You. I'm really proud of this song. I really love it. It's one of my favorites. It's just like an up-tempo bop. I wrote it about meeting my husband in a bar. He photobombed me down on Broadway one day. And so I thought he deserved a song written about him. He ended up flying out to Australia after knowing me for 3 weeks to ask me to be his girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so...
That is a big gesture.
It is a big gesture. That's why I thought the least I could do is write him a song, right? So, yeah, that's what we've done. And we've got a few songs coming out, so I'm excited. But definitely excited about Lake Fest. For those of you who haven't got tickets yet and want to come along, it's at the Elm Hill Marina on the 16th of July, and tickets are at sailandsongpromotions.com. Otherwise, if you go on to, I guess, my website, we'll have a link in there.
Nice.
Instagram, Facebook, all the things. But yeah, I'm very excited about it. It's going to be good fun, and there's some great people playing too. It's going to be a good little lineup.
Absolutely. You are in good company there. More questions there, Lou, coming across.
There is.
All right.
There is. Sorry. Hold on. I got to get back to the screen. So Monica would like to know, how do you get your song ideas?
Ooh. They come in every different way. Sometimes I could like hear ooh, I got an idea right here. You know, it's like some melody and like it could just come at once. Or sometimes I have an idea. I had an idea for a song called Wife Trial. And, you know, the lyrics are, oh, your wife trial is ended. Some features are suspended. It's kind of about giving a man an ultimatum.
Oh, I love it.
So, like, something like that, you know, something like that triggered from that idea of wife. I had a subscription that ended, and it your trial has ended. I thought, that is funny, wife trial.
That is funny.
So then I took it in. So it could just be a word, or sometimes I walk into rooms with like a melody that I go, this melody sounds like a kick-ass chorus. So it all changes. I can't really give you a full answer, but it's a creative process always.
Motivation comes from many places.
Exactly.
Very nice.
Well, you know, I was seeing, sorry, you can't see me, but
one camera on the restream. We unfortunately had the camera, and you're stuck looking at me. I apologize.
That's okay.
But it is Lou over here. We were looking at an article that came out about you in the Tennessee Star. Have you gotten to see this yet?
Excited. I have never had like a U.S. Print, like a U.S. newspaper. Like ever post anything, like ever, you know what I mean? It was my U.S. like little newspaper, and I was really excited about it. But then I found out that they actually published all these like Missouri Star, like all these.
Oh, that's fabulous.
There's a lot of newspapers that it went to, and I go, oh my gosh, that's amazing.
That is amazing.
It was such a beautiful write-up. She was so lovely. But yeah, it was cool.
It was really cool to hear about your grandfathers.
Yeah, you know, I'm very, very blessed that I have two incredible, amazingly talented grandparents, and one of them played classical music, and then he ended up going to ragtime, and he passed away when I was about 11, which was kind of sad because I didn't really find my identity as a musician until that year he passed. So he didn't ever know that I had found my passion for country music, but you know, every time he'd come over, I'd say, can you bring the violin, or can you bring the saxophone? Can you bring like an instrument? And I would play, you know, and he'd sit there and let me play and teach me things on the instruments. But my mother's father, Poppy, I called him, he played country music. So I learned, you know, Hank Williams songs and Shirley Pride songs by sitting on his knee, and he'd wrap the guitar around me. And one of our favorite songs is Me and Bobby McGee.
Oh, that's such a great song.
Very nice. Now, where can people, if they want to search out and buy your music, where do they go to do that?
All my details is, because my name is Katrina Burgoyne, or you'd say Katrina Burgoyne.
I tell you what, I butcher names all the time, and I know I butchered yours. I apologize.
Hey, well, you could call me K-Dog.
K-Dog.
You can call me K-Dog.
All right, that'll work.
That's hysterical because, you know, we have B-Dog over here.
Cat Dog. Some friends call me Cat Dog.
Cat Dog,
but,
okay.
My name is Katrina Burgoyne, and because Burgoyne is so freaking hard to spell, like I was 11 before I could spell my name, so I don't expect you to be able to spell it. So if you think of my initials, kbcountry.net is where you can find me, and it can link you to all my socials. And I just want to do a big shout out. I don't have a hometown here. I haven't been home for about 3.5 years now, but I am seeking a little hometown and a home. I don't have like that local community of supporters. So here I am, just a girl asking your listeners, if you do like my music, please, I would love to be friends and find a connection with you all. And just stream me while you sleep. You don't even have to listen to my music, but just stream me while you sleep if you would like to support the starving musician.
Well, you know, we have the best listeners and the best supporters here at Tiki Man Radio, so I'm sure that they will rally you around, and you are welcome here in Harrison.
Yes.
Just outside of Chattanooga anytime.
Absolutely. Anytime you want to come here and come in the studio and be on any of the shows here on Tiki Man Radio, you're welcome. Even if you don't want to be on the radio, you just wanted a place to escape. The Tiki Man has invited many people to come on through. As he tells everybody, if you're coming through the Chattanooga area, don't worry about a hotel. He's got a place right here for you. So
that's amazing.
So, and
that is so
you have to experience Tiki Land. Everybody,
Tiki Land.
Tiki Land, you know, when we talk about where we have the studios, when we say we're in Chocolate Bar Studios, we're literally sitting in a room, and there's a bar outside this window. And then on the other side of that, there's another bar. And on the other side of that is the Tiki Bar. There are 5 bars in this location where we're at. So it is a place where you can come and relax and get away. And just you can bar hop without ever leaving the premises.
That's right.
I love that. I think that sounds like a really like a de-stress.
Yes.
Oh, it is.
Dresser, right? So I need to come along.
Well, coming up on July, let me get my calendar.
9th.
July 9th, the Tiki Man doesn't have a birthday party. He has a summer party. And we have people from all over come to the party. People from Canada's come down here and all over the place just to come down and celebrate, hang out, have a great time, and like you said, and listen to great music. You know, this year I know we got on top of the Shanty Hounds will be on the stage, and then headlining a little later is the Trop Rock Elvis, Mr. Bob Shealy. And of course, then a whole slew of other artists will be here. And before you know it, there's usually a big jam session and artists and songwriters talking back and forth and getting ideas. So it ends up kind of being almost like a writer's roundtable by the end of it.
There's a tiki bar and a pool and
so
lots of
you and
great
your husband
folks.
come on down, and you can find that home and that family down here.
I love that. That sounds fun.
Yeah, and of course, that's the one nice thing you'll find out about this genre. If you're, looking for a gig, there are tons of people that say, hey, there's house concert venues all over the country within the Trop Rock community, and finding a gig is usually not very hard.
That is phenomenal. That is phenomenal. Well, I can't wait. I feel very blessed to be a part of it. So thank you for having me.
Well, thank you. We will see you July 16th. And we're going to leave everybody out here with the one song you were talking about, I Want to Get Away With You.
Yes.
We'll see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. And I hope to see you. I can't wait to see you.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.